For many, thinking of beaches in Spain conjures up images of expansive strips of yellow sand, jam-packed with sun-seeking tourists. However, enjoyable as these busy spots might be, the more discerning traveler knows that there is another side to Spanish beaches, with rocky sheltered coves, emerald-colored waters, and the promise of privacy rewarding those who make the effort to visit. Whether you're looking for a room to socially distance or just want to tread the roads less trodden, here are some of our top picks for the most secluded beaches in Spain. Located on Spain's far northwest coastline, Cala de Golfette is a delightfully secluded cove with turquoise blue waters, surrounded by jagged rocks and weather-beaten greenery. Tucked back away from the open sea, the cove remains protected from the strong northern winds, making it an idyllic bathing spot. As with all of the best Spanish beaches, a little commitment is needed to enjoy Cala de Golfette, with a small walk over rocky headland required. However, it is this lack of easy access that has preserved the beach and protected it against the throngs of tourists that would otherwise descend upon it. On the south coast of the island, tucked away in between steep rock faces, is Cala Desmoro, Mallorca's worst-kept secret. The unspoiled beach is protected, ensuring that the white sliver of sand and aquamarine waters remain immaculate. Don't be put off by the private property signs as you enter. Cala Desmoro is privately owned, but fully open to the public. Although Cala Desmoro has become more well-known in recent years, this secluded Spanish beach remains quiet due to the challenging rock face amble needed to access it. Visitors should also note that the cove is very small, with high tide ridding it of most of its sandy lounging space. To avoid the trek to access it and ensure you have plenty of room for sunbathing, hire a boat and access the beach via the water instead. Placa de Kolba is one of the most inaccessible spots on our roundup of the most secluded beaches in Spain, with a trek lasting upwards of 30 minutes to get there. We'd recommend against treating a trip to Placa del Col as a standard beach trip. Instead, pack lightly, wear proper shoes, and be prepared to scramble across the rocks. However, as you would expect, all your efforts are instantly rewarded the moment you glimpse this stunning beach. The jagged rock face is in stark contrast against the pristine blue waters of the Balearic Sea, which all but calls out for you to dive in. Being at the far tip of Mallorca means the ocean can get a little rough on windy days, but provided you're a confident swimmer, this only adds to the fun of this spectacular beach. As you may have guessed, silencio is Spanish for silence, hinting at the level of serenity experienced at this secluded beach, hailed as one of the most beautiful in the country. The horseshoe-shaped cove is flanked by jutting cliff faces, protecting it from harsher swells and currents. This added level of shelter makes the beach perfect for swimming. Just mind out for the hidden underwater rocks. When planning a trip to Playa del Silencio, take note that the majority of the beach disappears at high tide, so choose your timings carefully. Unlike some of the other most secluded beaches in Spain, efforts have been made to make Playa del Silencio more accessible, with a staircase and handrail helping visitors access the beach safely. Although most famous for its wild party scene, the island of Ibiza is also frequented by those looking for a quieter, more relaxed vacation. To appreciate the full beauty of the island, head to the northeast coast where you'll find the deserted Cala beach, nestled into the rock face. Located way off the beaten track, the cove's rocky ocean floor ensures that the water remains crystal clear, making it the perfect spot for snorkeling. While picture-perfect Cala has seemingly slipped under the radar for most of Ibiza's visitors, bear in mind that the beach is impressively tiny, so be sure to get there early for added privacy and seclusion. Tucked away from the main Placa de Aro strip, Kalasakova is a secluded little cove hugged by jagged rocks and lush greenery. Sakova's close proximity to the town of Placa de Aro can make it busy during peak season, but with most tourists heading to the larger town beach, this private cove tends to stay quiet most of the year. The beach can be easily accessed via the coastal path, which leads on to some spectacular walks along the Costa Brava coastline, featuring a number of beautiful beaches and coves. Although Kalasakova is a great spot to relax during the day, it is in the evening, when the sun disappears below the horizon, that the beach is at its most magical. Another one of Ibiza's most beautifully secluded beaches can be accessed by traveling to the north of the island. Here, you will find Cala de Encera, which the only visitors are devoted locals and the savviest of tourists, who come to enjoy a quieter corner of the wide island. the beach's calm emerald waters are completely irresistible, with the more adventurous of visitors diving in from the top of the many rocks that surround the cove. Despite being one of the most secluded beaches in Spain, Cala de Encera does have a few amenities, including an inviting bar and cafe serving fresh seafood and cocktails, as well as sun loungers for hire. Situated on the northern coast around 2 hours from Bilbao, Gupiyori is undoubtedly one of the most unique beaches in Spain. Set back over 300 feet from the sea, the beach is actually a flooded sinkhole, with the water itself shooting through ancient underground tunnels directly from the Cantabrian Sea. The water levels at Gupiyori are dependent on the tide, and even at high tide, it rarely gets higher than waist height, making it the perfect spot to enjoy a safe dip. Although impressively secluded, this natural phenomenon has been known to draw crowds, so we'd recommend visiting earlier in the day, if the tide allows, when you can enjoy the beach to yourself. We have covered many resorts, hotels, and a lot of other locations as well. Feel free to watch our other videos. We would appreciate it if you could leave us a like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you do not miss any of our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.